understanding this one truth about emotional healing helped me to change my life in so many ways, because before, for years, I was stuck repeating the same struggles, the same pattern, trying to do things that were not really working, feeling like I'm not going anywhere. And only when I really realized how emotional feeling looks like, and more importantly, how it feels like, things start changing, and my life started changing in a way I couldn't even imagine before. And that's why I'm making this video, because I want to help you to save your time and to save your energy and to avoid some discouragement that may happen when the healing feels a bit messy or confusing. Because when we talk about emotional healing, feeling worse, doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong or that you're going in the wrong direction. It's actually a sign that healing really started. When you live on autopilot, you may feel even not too bad, but you may notice that you repeat certain problems, certain patterns, that you're not going anywhere. But you may be okay. When the healing starts, all these blocked emotions, all the suppressed traumas from childhood and past experience start coming to the surface, and it can feel very emotional and very overwhelming. And I still remember this moment very well, even it happened more than 8 years ago. The moment when for the first time I went into such a deep emotional healing. And even I was already for several years in therapy, working on stabilizing my mental health, this one felt very differently. Yes, therapy helped me to be able to go so deep and to release so much without being re-traumatized and do these things even on my own by myself. But almost after every therapy session, I felt lighter and a bit better. With this emotional healing, things were very different. I kind of immersed in all this emotional pain from the past. And it was not just 1 or 2 hours and then it went away. No, everything that was coming to me was staying with me for, I think, more than 2 weeks. At this point, I was reading the book about the Murray Method. It's a book about healing the traumas of childhood, and I was actually using her method to do this work and some of the knowledge that I already had in therapy and in psychology. What is so interesting about this experience is how real all the feelings are. It's not like you having some memory about something that happened in the past and you have emotion about this memory. No, it feels very differently. You live your life, there's a certain situation happening, you're doing certain things, but all the feelings that are coming, they're not about what happened here. They're all from the past, and they're so intensive and so real, like you're living it here and now, again. And not really again, because what we blocked and what was suppressed was not really processed. Because as children, we might not have enough resources, help or support to process these things, so they just got blocked. And we live in and we holding it all inside us. It's draining our energy, we may not even realize it, but there are certain signs. And my previous video was about these signs and symptoms of unprocessed emotional pain and the suppressed negative emotion. And if you want to understand if you have or may not have this kind of emotional trauma or suppressed emotion, you may check this video also. But in this one, I'm talking about the healing and about the fact that feeling worse doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Feeling worse very often, in terms of emotional healing, means that you're moving forward. Before I started this experience, I was prepared to feel bad. I was prepared maybe to cry, maybe have this minutes, hours of this kind of emotional experience. But what happened was a bit more intensive and different. Yes, there was a lot of emotional pain coming. Yes, there was a lot of crying. I was also journaling a lot. I was drawing to release all the stuff that were blocked, get in touch with this inner child that's still holding this pain. And after this pain, a lot of anger was coming. I didn't even realize that I'm carrying so much suppressed anger and aggression and rage, because during my life I was more kind of a kind person, more calm one. Yeah, maybe a bit anxious, but not angry. And so much anger, and I was releasing all this anger, and it was especially difficult for me. And for several days, these waves of different emotions were coming. I was journaling about it, and when they were going away, what came next was even a bit more scary. I came to such an apathy, almost a feeling of depression. and like no strong feelings, but also no desires. I didn't understand what I want to do, such emptiness, losing maybe meaning in what I'm doing, and this was another difficult one. What was helping me is understanding that is also part of my healing, and we're not blocking only intensive emotions, we're also blocking this emptiness, that feeling of loneliness, this feeling of not understanding what to do, this feeling of being lost, and this is also emotions and feelings, and they also coming out from us. I did a lot of emotional healing by myself, but I was also using quite a lot of help. In different periods I was doing it differently, and if you can get help, it's always easier to do it with someone, but there is still a lot that you can do by yourself if you feel that you have enough of resources and enough of energy, maybe mental health, enough of awareness to go through it. And when I realized how emotional healing works, it actually changed my life. After I went through this first experience that lasted for about 2 weeks, and then it felt like a bit of recovering after, things start changing. And I made one video several years ago, they review about the Murray Method book and how I was working with it. I mentioned a bit more in details there, you can check if you're interested. But since then, since this change happened, I understand how it works, and because of this, now I have much less resistance to go to these negative feelings, and I can see when they are just a sign that I'm healing. In these 8 years, I did a lot of different things. I worked on myself in all different ways, but healing is always part of it. There are moments when I initiate it, when I see that something needs to be processed, and there are moments that it comes just by itself without me starting it, just because maybe I have some goal or I'm moving somewhere, and to arrive there, some of all traumas need to be released and healed. With this kind of patterns, with this kind of pain, I can't arrive where I want to be. And I saw it many times. Also, when I decided to do chakra healing work and I started working each chakra one by one, I was making videos. Now I have 3 videos, one about root chakra, another about sacral chakra, and one about solar plexus one. And with each chakra I was going through exactly the same pattern. I was finding that all these energy blocks is always this unprocessed pain and negative emotions. When I was going through healing root chakra, there was a lot about feeling unsafe and a lot about fear. When I was healing sacral chakra, there was a lot about guilt. And the solar plexus, a lot of aggression and desires are blocked there. And if you're interested in this kind of topics, you can watch all these videos, I can link them. And once I saw this pattern again and again and again, I also noticed that it's still, even you went so many times through it, every time when you're kind of in the middle of it, in the middle of this negative emotion, in the middle of this pain, it's still quite difficult to remind yourself that this is just a phase. I'm releasing it, I'm processing it, I will become free, and then this kind of trauma, this specific blocked emotion will not stop or limiting me to do what I really want or to get certain changes in my life. So if you're going now through something similar and maybe you're a bit afraid, or you think that maybe I did something wrong, why I suddenly feel worse, I was doing okay and now I'm all like in this anger, or maybe in this grief, or maybe in this apathy, and I can't understand what's going on. Notice why and how it was happening. It may be connected to your feeling. And the best thing that you can do is to be present and to take care about yourself, to take care about the fact that you have enough of resources, time and energy to go through this. And there are things that also can help you to go through it. I already mentioned the Murray Method, but there are other things that can help to go through difficult emotion, to understand how they work. One of them is book of David Hawkins about his letting go technique. I mention it very often in my videos, but this is something such fundamental. When you understand how it works, when you start using it, you really stop wasting your time and energy. And I felt it, I'm using it, and I want to encourage you to use it. And that's why I have also a video review about this book, where I explained what changed for me after I was using this technique for 4 months. And if you're now in the process that you only kind of want to initiate the healing, or you want to start it but you're not sure how, you need certain free energy and free resources that your body, your psyche can work on processing these things. For me, it was helpful to do social media detox and dopamine detox. I made video about both of them, because when you do this kind of detoxes, you spend much more time present and calm, and you getting your energy back. And these two videos, they are a part of my playlist that is called Get Your Energy Back. And in this playlist, I explain a lot of things, and about laziness, how very often it's not the laziness, and about energy drains, and about these detoxes that can help you to get this energy back. And if you need more help on your healing journey, you can always subscribe to my channel, because I'm posting a lot of content on these topics, and also inner work and self-development. And I will also link my website. There are a lot of helpful content there too, so you can check it. And if you have any question, you can always leave me a comment below.